Welcome to the first episode of Cold War History by the Teller of Tales. It all started after the surrender of Nazi Germany in May of 1945. Not having a common adversary to fight against other than Japan, which surrendered in August of the same year, the alliance between the US and the Soviet Union began to fall apart due to rising tensions, which was far from unexpected due to the radically different approaches the two countries took as to how to form a nation. After the Second World War ended, a clash of ideas happened between the two superpowers of the world. On one hand was the communist state of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, the USSR. The Soviet Union's ideological commitment to achieving communism included the national communist development of socialism in one country and peaceful coexistence with capitalist countries while promoting the goals of Russian communism. A communist society is a society where common ownership of the means of production with free access to the articles of consumption is classless, stateless, and moneyless, implying the end of the exploitation of labor. On the other hand, the United States of America was a pro-capitalist state. This means that individuals and businesses can own capital goods, such as land, houses, stocks, and bonds. As the mighty Japanese Empire surrendered after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the United States emerged from World War II as one of the foremost economic, political, and military powers in the world. Wartime production pulled the economy out of depression and propelled it to great profits. In the interest of avoiding another global war, for the first time the US began to use economic assistance as a strategic element of its foreign policy and offered significant assistance to countries in Europe and Asia struggling to rebuild their shattered economies. In contrast to the unwillingness to politically or militarily entangle itself in the League of Nations, the United States became one of the first members of the international organization designed to promote international security, commerce, and law, the United Nations. The United States also took an active interest in the fate of the colonies the European powers were having difficulty maintaining. In addition to these challenges, the United States faced increasing resistance from the Soviet Union, which had rescinded on a number of wartime promises. As the Soviets demonstrated a keen interest in dominating Eastern Europe, the United States took the lead in forming a Western alliance to counterbalance the communist superpower to contain the spread of communism. At the same time, the United States restructured its military and intelligence forces, both of which would have a significant influence in US Cold War policy. This marked the beginning of the Cold War, a period of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union and their respective allies, the Western Bloc and the Eastern Bloc, that started in 1947, 2 years after the end of World War II, and lasted until the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991.